How's it going, everyone? It's Gavin from Balls to You, and this is going to be hopefully a quick video. The last video I did regarding kinks, defects, and sort of mutations or lethal combinations that you shouldn't really do. There was a question that was brought up during the comments, and that was to do with incubation temperatures. Now, I'm going to throw a few facts at you. This isn't going to be a long one. This is going to be pretty short. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay. When a baby comes out the egg and it's kinked, a lot of times that is sort of blamed on temperatures, incubation temperatures in particular. Okay, so let's look at this from another angle very quickly. An egg is obviously around about that big. Okay, when it's in the incubator, you've got other eggs. Okay, that are in the actual clutch of eggs itself. So okay, if it was an incubation problem, wouldn't all the eggs with the babies in, wouldn't all the babies come out deformed or kinked? Think about it. So what I'm trying to say is, if it was an incubation temperature, then surely every clutch of eggs that you incubate at that temperature, you're going to have kinked babies. Now, could it be a spike in temperature or a drop in temperature during the incubation process? No. It's plain and simple, no. How do I know this? Simply because my incubator runs at roughly 89.5 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what it's set at. That's its average line. Okay. Now, during the summer months, when the temperature rises, obviously that cuts off the temperature, the stat cuts off, but the temperature still rises because the room inside is still getting warm. So my incubator has actually gone up to 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, when I've been out away and I've come back and I've realised that we've had a power cut, my incubator actually turns itself off and resets due to a safety measure. So there's been one instance this year that my incubator was actually off for 2 days. Now the temperature only dropped down to, I think it was 83 degrees Fahrenheit. So this year I've had a spike in temperature going up and a spike coming down, or a drop in temperature. I've had no kinked babies, no deformities, no nothing, no bug eyes, no nothing. So that says to me that the incubation temperatures, although are important, will not give you a deformed baby. And the reason why I say this is because the heat is all around the eggs. It's not just going to pick one egg and one embryo and deform it. It's going to deform everything. So if you think about it logically, that deformity in that baby was down to the embryo itself being weak or at fault, not necessarily your temperatures. Let's look at very quickly again some more facts. Maternal incubation, where we let the mom incubate the eggs themselves, or in the wild. The mom will try and keep the babies at a certain, or the eggs at a certain temperature. Okay, now she can't do that like to a T. She can't pinpoint, let's say, 88 degrees Fahrenheit to a T. Right? She can't keep that at that constantly, because there's obviously eggs on top, eggs at the bottom, and due to climate change, she could be a cold spell coming in during the incubation time, or for example, if they're in the rack system and you're letting the mom maternally incubate them, there will be a fluctuation in that temperatures, and that's also been proven where when they've done maternal incubation, they've inserted temperature probes. Okay, and they've basically done readings where they can actually look at the data and go, well, actually the average temperature was 87 degrees Fahrenheit, but it fluctuated up and down. Now that can also be said due to humidity. So humidity, even though it plays a part in the incubation, it can also fluctuate as well. Now that says to me that obviously if you're incubating at a lower temperature, it's not going to be 55 days where the baby comes out. It could be 60 days or 65 days. Certainly with maternal incubation, they've noticed that the incubation period is longer. So it's not 55 days, it tends to go anything between 55 to 75 days. So ultimately that says to me that their incubation temperatures are lower, okay, or it fluctuates. And again, studies prove that when they are maternally incubating, they will, the temperatures will sort of fluctuate. The mom will obviously contract and detract the muscles to create friction to warm that clutch up. But ultimately, she's going to try her best to keep them clutch of eggs at that temperature. It's exactly the same when we incubate our eggs. So going back to the topic of kinked or deformed or head wobble or deformities in babies, I can say with 110% proof that just because the incubation temperatures fluctuate for a period of time does not affect the baby. So that says to me the defect is either in the gene, like caramels for kinking, okay, or obviously the motor skill, which is like the head wobble, which we talked about in the last video, obviously come from either the genes of the actual morph, or the embryo itself was weak or damaged. Okay, even though you may have an egg that's viable and it's healthy, it gets all the way to the end, and sure enough, out pops a kinked baby. So let's wrap this up very quickly because I ain't going to keep going on and this and the other. But if you think about it logically, okay, and this is all logic, guys, think about it. If it was an incubation problem with temperatures, surely not one egg or one embryo or one baby, it would be all of them would come out kinked or with a deformity or something like that, because the temperature can't just pinpoint one egg, okay? So if your incubator's running at a steady temperature, then and you get a kinked baby, the chances are, and from the studies I've seen and from the proof that I've also witnessed for myself, that it is down to the embryo or the morph that's creating that particular problem. Okay, guys, just have a think about this. Okay, again, all this is common sense. Okay, a female in the wild cannot keep them eggs at a constant 89 degrees Fahrenheit temperature throughout its incubation period. Okay, it can't. It's physically impossible due to weather cycles and all that sort of stuff. She will move around the eggs and keep the friction in the muscles moving and twinching, and because obviously that creates friction which will warm them up. But obviously there's going to be a point where she's asleep, the air temperature drops or the humidity drops, and she needs to create that environment to keep them eggs obviously incubated. Okay, so do incubation temperatures cause defects? In my eyes, no. With what I've seen, it doesn't as well. Obviously, if you're running real low temperatures, the chances are your baby may have a problem, yes, as in struggling to hatch out. I've seen that, okay, where they've been incubated at lower temperatures, okay, and basically the babies have drowned in the egg. I've seen that. So for us as breeders, as keepers, what we sort of say, roughly round about 89 degrees Fahrenheit. If you want to go a little bit more, it's up to you. If you want to go a little bit less, it's up to you. But does it cause defects in snakes? You know, will you get one baby kinked and the rest okay, and that's down to incubation? No. To me, from what I've seen, if all your babies come out kinked, then there's a problem with your incubation. If they all come out healthy and you've got one kinked, then it's down to the embryo. Okay, guys? So very quick on. Hope you're all okay. Got some more videos coming, so I hope you enjoy this one. I just wanted to throw it out there and let you guys just use a bit of common sense and just think about this for a minute. Okay, guys? Speak to you guys soon. Take care.